You've been waiting for this trip for months. The sun shines over the beach, turning the water bright blue, while warm sand presses softly under your feet. Children laugh near the shoreline while waves roll gently onto the sand. You step closer to the water. The waves reach your feet. Sunlight flickers across the surface as the water moves gently around you. The beach noise fades beneath the sound of the waves. But all good things must come to an end. The vacation is over and you must return home. Then you notice a small cut on your foot. It starts to burn. The skin around it turns red, swollen, and hot to the touch. Then come the fever, the chills, and the blisters. This is Vibrio vulnificus, a bacterium that lives in warm coastal water. When people go to the beach, they usually worry about sharks, jellyfish, rip currents, or sunburn, not the bacteria that may already be in the water. And sometimes all it takes is just a small cut, a scrape, or even a tiny break in the skin from a rock or shell in the water. If coastal water carrying this bacteria gets into that wound, the infection can progress fast. The symptoms can include skin that becomes red, swollen, hot, and painful. Then fever, chills, blisters, and in severe cases, the infection can spread deeper into the tissue. According to the CDC, about 1 in 5 people with Vibrio vulnificus infections die, sometimes within 1 or 2 days of becoming ill. But the exact chance of getting this from a beach trip is hard to calculate, because the real question is not just how many people go to the beach. It is how many people go into coastal water with an open wound or get one while they're in it, and how many of those wounds actually touch contaminated water, and how many infections are tested, diagnosed, and reported. So the reported number is low, but reported cases are not always the same as real infection. The risk is low, but it is not zero. And this is part of a larger illness category called vibriosis. The CDC estimates that about 80,000 cases of vibriosis happen each year in the United States, but that includes other Vibrio species too, not just Vibrio vulnificus. The CDC also states that most people get vibriosis by eating raw or undercooked shellfish, especially oysters. And the scary part is, these stories are not just theoretical. In one case reported by ABC News, a man died only 2 days after he went swimming along Florida's Gulf Coast. In another case reported by People, a Virginia father waded into calf-high water while he had a cut on his leg. The bacteria entered through that wound, and the infection spread so aggressively that the doctors had to amputate both of his legs. He died less than 2 weeks later. That case involved serious health risk factors, and the average healthy beachgoer is still very unlikely to get this. But this is what makes Vibrio vulnificus so disturbing. It is rare enough that most people have never heard of it, but serious enough that when infection happens, it may not look dangerous at first. And by the time it does, the situation can already be moving fast. So the next time you think about danger at the beach, don't only think about sharks, jellyfish, rip currents, or sunburn, because sometimes the danger is already in the water. You just can't see it.